What's up, guys? It's Russo, and I'm back. I already posted some plays over on the Backdoor Fantasy Sports channel. If you guys aren't subscribed over there, go subscribe over there as well. I've got 4 plays over there, and I've got 4 regular plays. I know I've just been hitting you guys with demon plays on this channel. I'm trying to get things rolling again. We got basketball starting soon, so I'll be putting out a lot of content on both channels. But yeah, I've got 4 regular plays for tonight's doubleheader as Week 6 wraps up. It's been a wild, Sunday was wild. I mean, there was a lot of fantasy value to be had. I'm not going to go over the recap. We had some of our demons hit, but we definitely missed some opportunities. We'll try to do better next week. But yeah, if you guys don't mind, do me a favor, like the video, drop me a comment, hype the video if you enjoy the content I'm putting out. It helps me out a lot. Yeah, we've got an exciting night. So 2 games. One starts at 7:15 Eastern, and then the next one starts an hour later, 8:15 Eastern. And both of them have a high over under. I'm going to break it all down for you. So it should be an exciting night of Monday Night Football. So yeah, let's talk about the plays. So on this video, I got these 4 new plays that I've got. I'm going to be going with Odunze over 14 fantasy score. We're going to go Khalil Shakir over 6 receiving targets. Caleb Williams over 5.5 rush attempts. Then we're going to go Bobby Wagner over 3.5 assists. I'm going to break all these down for you. Before I do, though, you guys see on the screen here, we've got our fall special going on in our premium Discord. So all through the month of October, if you want to join our Discord, use code FALL, you get 75% off. And NBA is about to start pretty soon here, so it's going to be getting wild in there. We're having a lot of fun. So yeah, and then when you sign up through Patreon, and then if it doesn't link you to the Discord automatically, I've got the link to our Discord server in the description below as well. So if you haven't signed up for Underdog yet, play $5, get 100 in bonus funds. Just use code BACKDOOR or JRUSSO. Either of those will work. That information is down below as well. They've got all sorts of specials that they're constantly running. It's a really fun platform. So definitely check it out. And it definitely helps me out a lot supporting what I'm doing if you use one of my codes, if you don't mind. And then Chalkboard, use code BACKDOOR. You'll get $20 for free. You don't even have to deposit. If you deposit later, they're going to throw me a little something to help support what I'm doing. And I really appreciate it. So yeah, let's start diving into everything. I told you guys about these over-unders. Yeah, it should be a fun night. We got a 49.5 point over-under for the Bills-Falcons kicking us off at 7:15. And then we've got another 49.5 point over-under for Bears-Commanders. So the Bears game, they're playing in Washington. And yeah, so 5.5 point spread favoring the Commanders, and then 3.5 point spread favoring Buffalo. Interesting, right? Just a 3.5 point spread in this Falcons-Buffalo game. They'll be playing indoors in Atlanta, but then this Commanders game is going to be outdoors. And I wanted to show you guys this. There is supposed to be some light rain, but the one thing we want to pay attention to a little bit is it's projected to have wind gusts up to 24 miles an hour. So that's kind of higher than we normally get. Thankfully, there's not like really projected any thunderstorms. So hopefully no, rain delays, anything like that. But we want to pay attention to that wind a little bit with like kicker props and different things like that. So something to keep in mind. I just like to keep you guys informed on that stuff. So let's start with our first play here. We got Odunze. This dude has just been absolutely breaking out this year. This is his touchdowns. 4 straight weeks. He's got 5 touchdowns in the last 4 weeks. Dude's been absolutely balling out. And let's see. Okay, so they actually... Yeah, they do. So Washington actually allows a decent amount of touchdowns. 1.2 through the 2025 season is what they're averaging, allowing wide receivers to get into the end zone. 24th in the league, and then overall 11th. So soft spot to the wide receiver position. We know that this game is projected for a lot of points. We know that DJ Moore has been kind of an afterthought. What are they doing with DJ Moore? Because they signed him to that fat deal. It's going to be hard to trade him. They'll continue to figure things out. I guess you got Mike Johnson there. Like, he's capable of utilizing a lot of weapons, but it's like DJ Moore not really doing much. DeAndre Swift not really. I mean, DeAndre Swift's getting a lot of usage, but he's not really producing much. But Odunze is who Mike Johnson is really utilizing. So I like him to be able to get in the end zone once again with this softer matchup. And who's going to be scoring points? If we're going to hit that 49.5 point over under, let's take a look. So 5.5 point spread. So yeah, I mean, they're expecting Chicago to get at least over 20 points. So someone's got to get in the end zone. I think it's going to be Rome. Feeling good about it. If we take a look at his fantasy score, he's cleared it in 4 straight games as well. Obviously really went off there. Let's dive in a little bit more here. Let's look at the receiving yards. So the matchup here against Washington. So 24th in receiving yards allowed, 254.4. I'm expecting this to be a shootout. You got Cliff Kingsbury, one of the best play callers in the league. You got Mike Johnson, one of the best play callers in the league, and both of their defenses are decent. You got Dan Quinn, who's really turned things around there. I think this is just going to be an action-packed game is what we're hoping for, and I think that's why the projection is so high, almost at 50 points. But yeah, 24th in receiving yards allowed, and then to wide receivers specifically, they're 20th, 151.2 receiving yards are what teams are putting up on them so far through 2025. If we take a look at Rome here, let's look at the target share. Yeah, so staying in the 20s these last 4 weeks. His lowest outing was against Vegas, 21% target share. Very active, though. If you look at these pass plays, 37, 37, 28, and then 38. So a lot of pass plays. And I just think he's going to eat here. Yeah, let's see. And we've got, what's his name? Luther Burden. I think he's supposed to be back tonight. So that's not going to really cut into much though, but Luther's been kind of getting, where's DJ Moore? So DJ Moore's been averaging 16%, Luther Burden 6%, but he's also missed, he's been kind of questionable, missing some time here and there. Yeah, I mean, Rome is the clear alpha on this team, regardless of positions. If we look at what some of these pass receivers have been able to do, actually, let's just go to the touchdowns because that was where the juice was. So has some other receivers gotten in the end zone? So Ladd McConkey got in. So actually not a whole lot, but like sort of the alphas have been getting in the end zone. You got Drake London got in for one. And then some of these no-namers aren't really doing much. It's really only just 2 games that they're giving us here on Outlier for this, unfortunately. Last time they played Atlanta, last time they played the Chargers. But yeah, I mean, like, I want pieces of this game. I want pieces of both of these games. Interesting. So let's take a look at Daily Grind real quick, because there's probably some other options here for Odunze. If you guys don't want to be like me and take the fantasy score, I just really enjoyed the fantasy score. I'm like dominating in my dynasty league this year. And so a lot of times the actual fantasy score is easier for me to project. They like his longest reception over 24.5. They don't actually have a lot. So Odunze might be kind of inflated on Prizepicks. The top play for him is the over on his longest reception, 24.5, 50.9% odds to hit the over minus 122. They don't like the fantasy score. They have it slightly favored to the under, 50.74%. So go with your gut. The DFS optimizer from Daily Grind here, it's crunching numbers for us. So it's seeing that it's 14 on Prizepicks and other platforms have it in the mid to high 13s. So it's not looking at that as a value. It doesn't necessarily mean he's not going to hit it. He's hit it in 4 weeks straight. So go with your gut. They like his regular receiving yards over 66.5, 50.33% odds to hit the over minus 118. And then his targets, they're not sure how to call it. At 7.5, they've got it at a 50-50 shot, like right on the money. So there's some other options there. If you guys don't want the fantasy score, but I mean, like, who is it going to be if it's not Rome? Yeah, let's move on here. All right, so Khalil Shakir. So you see this to my right. This is the injury report for Buffalo. And for one, we can start with Dalton Kincaid. I've been looking for updates. He's dealing with an oblique injury. He has been able to get some limited practice through the week, but it's all been with like a non-contact jersey on. Limited participant due to an oblique injury. Still questionable. I haven't been able to find many updates about this. This actual post is from the 9th, so it's been a few days, but when I searched online, you can see here, I've been looking through it, and I'm not really seeing anything giving us the green light yet. So if he was super healthy, ready to go, then we would already know by now, I think. But yeah, maybe he ends up playing. if he doesn't, this is going to be a pretty big blow for Josh Allen, since he's been emerging so much. So I like the same sort of PPR upside for Khalil Shakir in this. So I think he's going to be looking his way. Even if Kincaid plays, I think he'll be somewhat limited. We got this high over under, and Atlanta's defense is actually pretty tough, and they're playing at home. So if you take a look at the matchup here, so this is targets allowed. Now, some of this plays into, so this is on the receiving yards, actually. Let me go to the targets. Here we go. So yeah, you see the targets allowed, first in the league, 24.8. Now, I think there's a few things that go into that. Their defense is decent. Also, their play style, they tend to kind of eat up a decent amount of the clock when Atlanta does have the ball. It's like the Bijan show. Michael Penix Jr. is a work in progress, so he's making some people relevant, like Kyle Pitts has kind of been emerging. You got Drake London, who's kind of a little bit of a roller coaster, but he's showing like a pretty strong connection they can continue to build in Atlanta with Penix to London. But if you all I'm saying is consider that plays a little bit of a role in this ranking as well. It's not just that they're shutting everyone down. It's just that the game script is not allowing for as high of an average for receiving targets allowed, 24.8. And we know that Josh Allen does like to spread the ball around a decent amount. So you see some shots to Keon Coleman, but you also have Curtis Samuel is questionable for this game. I think he might actually, I don't know if he was ruled out. Let's take a look. That's what we got Outlier for. And I mentioned in the other video, I was looking at that Michael Penix interception is really tempting to me. He's got, he's got 3 interceptions in the last 2 games. But you also had DeMar Hamlin out on injured reserve. Like things have gotten a little bit weaker for the Bills with all these injuries. So Curtis Samuel, that's what we're looking at. Neck ribs is listed as questionable for Monday's game. He was Samuel sandwiched in absence from practice Friday around limited sessions Thursday, and then Saturday due to neck and ribs. So yeah, I don't know exactly what they're trying to say there, but leaving his status up in the air for Monday's game. So not that Curtis was doing a ton, but you're down Curtis as well. You're potentially down Kincaid. Khalil is the PPR guy. So last week against New England, he had 9 targets. So I like him over 6 in this game. I think it's going to be one of the only options. So here's a little note from Outlier. Take a look at this real quick. Look at all that. Well, yeah, I mean, he was a monster last year. So this is just over the 5.5 line. So this is our chance to push based off of this. So he's exceeded 5.5 receiving targets in 15 of his last 18 games. He is averaging 7.1 receiving targets per game, 83% hit rate over 18 games. So this might be an ideal situation to just go back to old reliable. Although Keon Coleman is looking good. So I think he'll be getting some looks as well. But as far as the target leader, I think that's going to be Shakir tonight. Let's take a look at these details a little bit more here. Receiving yards look decent, but here's what I want to look at. Target share. So yeah, he's got still, even with the emergence of Keon Coleman and Dalton Kincaid, Shakir is still the go-to guy, leading the team 19.5% target share so far on 29 targets. And then you've got, actually, no, I read that wrong. So Keon Coleman is emerging. He's got exactly the same 29 targets. Excuse me. Make sure I don't have this set on something weird. Let's go to 2025. Yeah, so it's not affecting this. Dalton Kincaid, not that far behind, 24 targets. So if he's not at 100%, which you never know, sometimes these guys are questionable all the way up till game time, and they're just being very cautious, and they're like, okay, game time, full throttle. So maybe that'll happen tonight with Kincaid. You just don't know, but this line isn't super high regardless. So I'm going to be expecting Josh to try to get to him at least 7 times, 6 on the safe side. We might just get the push, but the score is going to be running up. So let's see if we can look at some of these. They give us any options down here for targets. Nothing too crazy, actually. We'll go back to receiving yards, see what teams were able to do in the past against Atlanta. So McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel. So Luke McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel collectively put up 93 yards on them. And then you got to go way back here to September 14th against Minnesota, when everybody was beating their lines. Jefferson, Thielen, and Naylor. That was before Addison was back, obviously, but they all beat their lines receiving yards wise. So let's look at the matchup for receiving yards in case you guys do want to take that instead. Still tough. They're 150.5 receiving yards allowed per game right now. They're number one. And then to wide receivers specifically, sixth. So 123.5 of that average is specifically to wide receivers. So I want the targets instead of the yards, just because we don't really know how this is going to go as far as, but I will say this, the receiving yards on Outlier over 39.5 is minus 137. So they're expecting it to be somewhat juicy there. Let's take a look at the optimizer again for Shakir. And I'll do a quick run through some bonus plays at the end here, so stick around to the end. All right, so his receptions, that's the other thing. So they're not liking his receptions. There's not a lot of juice one way or the other on Shakir. Now, for some reason, we lock this in and we get news that Kincaid is not playing. These lines are all going to go up quite a bit. 4.5 doesn't really scare me receptions wise, but if I'm going to take that, if I need him to get to 5 receptions, why not? Do I think he's going to just go 5 of 6, or do I think it's probably going to be 5 of 7, maybe 5 of 8? So I'd rather just take those targets because I don't think he's going to, I could be wrong, but I don't think he's going to go 5 of 5 and then burn us on the targets. So I think even if he hits his receptions, he'll at least push the targets at 6. They're not liking the longest reception or his receiving yards. So yeah, that line must have opened much lower. Didn't that just say 39.5? Yeah, no wonder it's so juiced at that because that's probably a goblin on Prizepicks at this point. They like his fantasy score over 11, 50.27% odds to hit the over. Yeah, everyone's got it right around 11, some a little bit higher than 11. And then the targets they've got exactly at 50%, which is pretty common for the optimizer. It usually doesn't know how to call because not a whole lot of platforms, like it's crunching numbers. So you can see like the receptions, there's like a bunch of platforms. So it has a lot of data to crunch. But in this case, there's only other option is parlay play for targets. But they've got it at a minus 128 to go over 6 on parlay play. So it's a 50-50 shot according to the optimizer, but it's using that reference and saying, but it's a minus 128. So a little bit over, you know. So go with your gut there. Who else we got here? All right, Caleb Williams. So the rush attempts. I like this matchup for him. This is an EV plus play according to Outlier, which you guys can try for free. Sign up through the link below and you can try this awesome app out for a week and enjoy it. All right, so rush attempts allowed. We got a great matchup here. 24th is what Washington's sitting at right now through the 2025 season. On average, 29 rush attempts allowed so far. Now, what do we think? Do we think that if they hit that average against Washington, that it's going to be all DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai? Or do we think that Caleb Williams is going to take off and run a little bit as well? I think he's going to get over 5.5. So you can see over the last 4 weeks, he hit 1 against Minnesota. He went for 6, and then he just barely missed it. So he goes 5 against Detroit, 5 against Dallas, and then against Las Vegas, he goes for 8. And that was, that's Max Crosby. So there's actually some pressure there. 8th, they're ranked 8th in rushing attempts allowed. So this one just seems like a low line to me. Now, when you take a bigger sample size, it is letting you know he's failed to exceed 5.5 attempts in 6 of his last 7 games on the road. So he's not running the ball as much on the road. So keep that in mind. I want to be honest with you guys. But if you look at the rushing share, 22% of the carries are just Caleb Williams himself. And then you got 51.9. So he's the RB2. So there's Kyle Monangai under Caleb. So 6 attempts, I'll take it. Now, I think some of the reason this might be kind of low is a lot of these games probably tend to be shootout style, and Washington's defense is decent. But I just think there's going to be enough opportunities where he's going to need to extend the play a little bit because there is decent coverage. And maybe they're getting a little bit of pressure through and he has to scramble. Some designed runs, some scrambles is what we're looking at 6 times. So we need maybe, 1.5 a quarter and then 1 quarter with 2 rush attempts. And we should be good to go, I think. But did that math right? Yeah, that puts us at like 6.5, I think. All right. Yeah, but if you see here though, yeah, these guys weren't getting up to like 6, but everybody was beating their lines though. Against Washington, Justin Herbert beat his line. Michael Penix beat his line. Geno Smith did not, but then Jordan Love beat his set line. Russell Wilson beat his set line. So I think Caleb is going to beat his line today. Let's take a look here on the optimizer. Okay, so they have it as the top play. We got one. The optimizer agrees with us, and they like his rushing yards too, but they've got this at a 53.63% odds to hit the over -133. Everybody's got a juice to go over. Some as high as -145. So they like the rushing yards as well, over 24.5, 53.25% odds to hit the over -132. They like his passing plus rushing yards, over 262.5, 51.69% odds to hit the over. Got any other gems in here? They like his pass attempts over. They like his pass completions over. Now, the reason I'm kind of just calling out the overs is because if you guys are familiar, like the multiplier just kind of burns you a little bit if you take unders for football. You just don't get as good of a multiplier. But there are some unders on here if you guys want to just look on the screen. They don't like his, they're thinking his fantasy score is going under. They think his longest rush is going under 11.5. So yeah, some options there. So man, we flew through those. Oh no, it's because we got one left. So Bobby Wagner, look at all that green. Okay, 3.5 assists for Bobby Wagner. Yeah, that's not asking much. There's going to be a lot of action in this game. And so, yeah, I think this is a great line here. We're getting at 3.5. He's done it 9 out of his last 10 games. So 90% hit rate. The one he missed, he went for 3. One more would have done it. He would have a perfect 10 of 10. And look at lately. If we go to his last 5. So this is a 2025 season, right? Yeah, they played 5 games. He's going for at least 5 every single time. Very active player. And then you look at the matchup against Chicago, 24th in assists allowed. On average, there's 26. So we just need Bobby Wagner to be someone who's getting 4 of those. Yeah, I'm feeling good about it. Let's see. So assists allowed for middle linebacker, I think that's what the MLB stands for, 29th. So 1.8 assists allowed. And the dude's just been burning. So I love this play. I'm going to be definitely taking it over. Let's take a look here. I don't know if they would have it on here or not, but oops, Bobby. You have anything for Bobby Wagner on the optimizer? They might not, since it's a defensive play. You get them sometimes. Okay. They like the tackles plus assists over 9. So let's look at it real quick. If you guys would rather take that, how's that looking? Also great. So the optimizer likes it. So that's an 8.5. What was it on the optimizer? 9. Yeah, both of these look good. Let's see. We got a note here. Okay, so the tackles plus assists. So he's failed to exceed 9.5. We're getting at 9. In 8 of his last 10 games at home. So he averages 7.5 at home. Let's see what the assists look like. We have a note for that. So yeah, he's got a perfect record. That's just the last 7 games. He's exceeded 3.5 assists in 7 straight games, averaging 5.7. So the thing I like about Outlier, we'll go 2025. We just talked about the home games not being as good for him. So you can actually adjust that. So you hit this tab, you go down to home games. Okay, so he's gone for 5 in both home games this year so far. This is just green all over the place. So this one's looking super juicy. We're feeling good about it. Now let's go back to the optimizer. I'll show you guys some bonus plays I did on the other video too. Don't forget to go check that out. And if you guys want the optimizer for yourself, 25% off, lock it in for as long as you want through NFL, NBA. We have NBA starting soon, and the optimizer is great for that. But 25% off when you use code BACKDOOR. So definitely check that out. Or on this channel, I think you use code JRUSSO, and you will get 25% off your first month. Actually, no, longer than that. 25% off for as long as you lock it in. So if it's for a month, great. If it's for a year, you get 25% off indefinitely for as long as you make it. All right, bonus plays. Okay, Bijan. This was in the other video too. They think that this is a little too steep. The optimizers you're seeing, Prizepicks has this at 20. Everyone else has it down in the 18s. So it's saying take the under. I'm not going to take the under. I'm not taking the over either, but this is just a fade for me. 54.33% odds to hit the under. They like Josh Allen pass touchdowns over 1.5. A lot of juice. 54.29% odds to hit the over. James Cook fantasy score under 16. Yeah, this is a fade for me too. It is up at 16 on Prizepicks. Everyone else has it in the 14s. You just never know when this dude's going to go off. But he's coming off of a rough game, so it might be bounce back. Also might be that he's still in a little bit of a slump. There's those Caleb Williams rush attempts over 5.5, 53.63% odds to hit the over. They like Michael Penix rush attempts as well, over 2.5, 53.37% odds to hit the over. Deebo Samuel, a lot of juice on the 5.5 receptions, but we do want to just keep in mind, let's actually just look at it, see if we have any updates for Deebo. Go to the Washington injury report. Commanders. This is only updated on the 10th. The team will... Okay, so last update on Outlier. Commanders coach Dan Quinn said Saturday that the team will take it into Monday regarding the availability of Samuel. So he's dealing with a heel injury. Samuel played through his bruised heel that week and has been practicing in a limited capacity, and it appears as though he'll be officially listed as questionable with the release of Saturday's injury report, but the status won't be made official until Monday. Okay. So they're saying maybe up to 90 minutes before the game, we won't know. So I'm just kind of staying off of that. But I mean, like, you could, the thing is if he ends up getting listed to play, that probably sees a bump real quick, probably at least a 6. So, worst case scenario, you take the over, and then he doesn't play. And that's not actually the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is that he plays and just is not as involved as he normally would be. But yeah, if he doesn't play, then it's just going to downgrade your slip. But it's juiced to go over because this line is taken into account that he might not be at 100% potentially. So there's those Caleb Williams rushing yards. Okay, so the Michael Penix Jr. Interceptions. I kept looking at this. I will probably be in one of my slips. There's a lot of juice. Everyone's favoring it to go over. Like I said, he has 3 in the last 2 weeks, but I just don't know about Buffalo as far as getting picks right now. So juicy, yeah. It's just, what if he cleans things up a little bit? I don't think that they run as many plays as a lot of these high energy offensive, minded coaches do. So less opportunities for him to throw a pick. You also have the offense running through Bijan. So go with your gut. I was just still torn on this one. Drake London over 6 receptions, still looking good. DeAndre Swift over 16.5 receiving yards. Yeah, I mean, that sounds decent to me. It's actually pretty low. Prizepicks 16.5, 52.49% odds to the over -128. And then look at all these platforms, 17.5, 18.5, Pinnacle 18.5, and it's still -127 to go over. FanDuel 18.5, 50-50 shot. DraftKings, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think that sounds pretty decent. Let's see, James Cook under 16 rush attempts, Josh Allen over 30 pass attempts. They like Kincaid, similar situation to Deebo. We just don't know. So 36.5 receiving yards if he plays. Yeah, that sounds great. 52.29% odds to hit the over. Zach Ertz receiving yards over 28.5, 52.23%. Yeah, so if Deebo's out, then Zach Ertz might get a little bit of love. He's been kind of like a little bit of a ghost off and on lately. So, but we also are getting, Jaden McDaniels back into the groove of things. So that you got to kind of consider that over the last couple of weeks, switching quarterbacks. Interesting. Okay. They like Michael Penix Jr. Maybe I'm wrong about the plays. If they like him over 31 pass attempts, then maybe I do want that. interception. 52.04% odds to hit the over on the 31 pass attempts. It's at 31 and everyone else is setting it at 31.5. So maybe we go grab that interception because do I think if he's got 3 in the last 2 weeks, do I think he's going to throw an arid pass and, even not even the greatest cornerback or safety is able to capitalize on the other side of that? Yeah. Sounds reasonable to me. Out of 31 passes, 31 plus, maybe there's a interception in there and he's going 3 weeks in a row with a pick. All right. Not a whole lot left. DeAndre Swift over 13.5 rush attempts. Caleb Williams over 262.5 pass plus rush yards. They like that over as well. And then longest reception for Ertz here, over 13, 51.52% odds to the over, minus 125. This updates a lot, especially 30 minutes before kickoff. These lines are all changing. You can find some gems. So if you go get it for yourself, you can access it whenever you want. And even if I'll show you guys, might refresh now. Some of these will probably stay here, but sometimes you just refresh. There, it changed. See? That's why you want it for yourself. It's similar plays, but look at that. Allen TDs is up to 54.59% odds to hit the over, but it's refreshing plays all the time. And even if you just sit here and you're working on it, it'll auto refresh itself as well. I've got it selected to just tonight's games. And it does like if I clear this now, it'll show you plays that are looking good for Thursday night game and whatnot. So you can really fine tune what this is doing for you. Check it out, get 25% off. Guys, I appreciate you tuning in the show. I know that it's been mostly demon plays on this channel. I'm just trying to work things out because I run this channel was my solo channel, and then Backdoor Fantasy Sports was me and Jordy, but Jordy's doesn't really have time to do that right now. So I'm running both, so I've been trying to figure it out. But NBA's about to start, so I'll be a lot more active on both channels. But I appreciate you guys tuning in and riding out the summer with me. If you don't mind, like the video, drop me a comment if you have questions, and if you enjoy the content, hype it up. It's a new option YouTube has to help small creators. And have some fun tonight. We got 2 killer games. I hope you have a great rest of your week. I'll catch you in the next one.